Kimberly Mosley had trusted Teresa Banks with her father's house keys for 15 years. She trusted her with his medication schedule, his meals, his daily routine. She never imagined she would need to trust her with anything else until a document surfaced claiming Teresa deserved nearly half of everything Gerald Mosley owned. Gerald Mosley was 76 years old and had spent his career as an architect in Austin, Texas. After his wife passed in 2010, he hired Teresa Banks as a part-time housekeeper, and over the years, her role expanded into full caregiving as his health declined. Gerald's estate, including his home and savings, was valued at $1.9 million. His daughter, Kimberly, 48, lived nearby and managed his finances and medical care. Teresa, 59, became a constant presence in the home, and Gerald grew genuinely fond of her, often telling Kimberly that Teresa felt like family. In late 2021, as Gerald's health worsened following a series of falls, Teresa began spending more time alone with him during his most vulnerable hours. In January of 2022, she presented him with a handwritten codicil during one of those private moments, stating he wished to leave her the house and 40% of his savings in recognition of her years of devoted care. A notary Teresa arranged through a personal contact witnessed the signing without any family present. Gerald passed away in May of 2022. Teresa filed the codicil with the estate attorney 3 weeks later. Kimberly was stunned. Her father had never once mentioned such a plan, despite their close and constant conversations about his wishes. She retained attorney Janet Ruiz, a probate litigator in Austin, who immediately requested Gerald's medical records and discovered he had been prescribed a strong sedative just hours before the signing, documented clearly by his home health nurse. Janet also found that the notary Teresa used had no independent relationship with Gerald and had never met him before that single visit. A handwriting analysis raised additional concerns, noting subtle inconsistencies, suggesting the document had been completed in stages rather than in one sitting, as Teresa claimed. The hearing was held before the Honorable Judge Carlos Mendez at the Travis County Probate Court. Janet Ruiz presented the medication records, the notary's lack of prior relationship with Gerald, and testimony from the home health nurse confirming Gerald was heavily sedated and frequently confused during that period. Teresa's attorney argued Gerald had genuinely wanted to reward her loyalty. Janet Ruiz asked the court to consider why, if that was true, Gerald had never mentioned it to his daughter or his longtime attorney, who had handled his estate planning for over a decade. Judge Mendez ruled the codicil invalid due to lack of capacity and procedural irregularities, restoring the estate entirely to Kimberly under Gerald's original will. He referred Teresa Banks to the Travis County District Attorney for elder financial exploitation. She was convicted and sentenced to 2 years of supervised probation with full restitution. Kimberly kept her father's home and credits her father's longtime nurse for raising the first red flag. Gerald Mosley spent 15 years trusting someone with his daily care. In his final months, that trust was nearly turned against the daughter who loved him most. The court made sure it was not. Would you have suspected a caregiver you trusted for 15 years? Tell us in the comments below. And if this story moved you, subscribe to Court of Shadows for more courtroom drama stories every week.